Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to the final episode of Season 1 of the Mythic Initiative, Revenge of the Broken, Part 2. I am your humble keeper for these preceding evenings, Chris. With that, let us introduce the rest of the cast, starting off with C.
I was prepared for that time, I swear. Hi, everyone, my name is C. I use they, them pronouns. I have the absolute pleasure of playing Heartless Eden and the other Eden. Tonight, it's going to be a totally normal and fun time. They use they, he pronouns, and they're totally fine, I think. We have nothing to be worried about. So, yeah, that's it. And I'll pass it to my twin, Vin.
Oh my. Hi guys. Hi. I'm Vin, Evan VA on Twitter, and I'll be playing totally not possessed Evan, the divine, she, any pronouns, and I'm gonna slide it to CJ.
Hi everyone, I am CJ. It's been a while. I am cool and gay, and I will be playing Vic, who is gay and cool. There's a slight difference. They, she, he pronouns. In that order? I don't know. In an order, probably. I'm gonna stop this train wreck and pass it to Hamna.
Hello everybody, my name is Hamna, I use any and all pronouns, and today I will be playing Misfit, who uses he, they pronouns. Misfit is the summoned, and today is going to be very, very normal for everyone involved. Chris, back to you.
Fantastic. With that, before we get into our story, some just additional warning about the content warnings in this episode. With that, this episode in particular contains fantasy violence, apocalypse, there we go, English, gore, blood, familial struggles, severe weather, drug abuse, romance, references to sexual entanglements, monsters and monstrosities, and trauma. If this is not your boat, there's a plethora of other options out there for your viewing enjoyment. But with that in hand, Mythics, are we ready for tonight's episode? With that, let us immediately start off where we last left off. At the moment, we see Misfit and Eden being dragged through the halls of hell. You are currently being dragged through the castle which your father resides in, as you see various demons jumping in from various portals, as it's almost in a sense of, almost like if you're being escorted down a hallway, as you see they're kind of looking at you all, getting dragged to your father. Almost forming a crowd as they do that. As that is happening, what is going through your minds at the moment as you're being dragged, Misfit, knowing that you're going to your father's throne room?
Fear, primarily, because Misfit knows he was told by his brother that, well, everybody blames them for the death of Tyr, even though it wasn't their fault, even though he wasn't planning on killing Tyr, but everybody blames him for it, and, well, the punishment from the devil for something like that isn't going to be light. But even beyond that, I think Misfit is not just scared for himself, but also afraid for Eden, for Eden's soul that has been quite literally ripped from their body, now traveling down into hell with him. They need to get him out.
Eden is a little erratic, like only halfway there, and I think literally only halfway there, kind of incorporeal like a ghost, drifting behind Misfit, like they are trying to tap into anything to get them both out of the situation, because they really, really need to get out of this situation. They need to get out of here fast. There's something really horrible happening. Where were we just now? We up at the surface. It was happening up at the surface, and yes, we need to get back there. And Eden is trying to tap into their magic to do something, to do anything, but it's not coming. It's not working. There's nothing. There's no. Their magic is gone here. There's not enough of them here to do magic, and I think they're again just kind of following very close behind Misfit, trying to rack their brain for something, some way to get them out of this, because I think at the bottom of everything, behind the confusion, behind the anxiety like mounting up and up and up, I think there is also fear there too. They've never been to hell before, and I don't really know if they like it that much.
That fear, that anxiety is pulsing through both of your systems right now, as you are currently dragged as doors, big heavy metal, fly open, as you see what looks like to be a courtroom, very loud in sort of the ravenous anger of various demons and lords, as they kind of are screaming particularly at you, as, if you don't remember, you ruined their apocalypse. The killing of Tyr meant the demons couldn't come. And with that, a deep hatred has grown for not only Misfoot, but also Eden, as they consider the majority of the Mythic Initiative responsible. You're currently dragged, as you see your father currently sitting. You can tell he is trying to keep his composure, but you can see there is an anger behind him as both of his hands kind of grasp the arm shoulders of his stone chair, which is infernal and burning. You also see, almost like in a sense of like descending order of height, your siblings are all on the side in their own regalia. You see your father is in his chair, and as you're sort of thrown at his feet, you see he raises his hand up, and it becomes dead silent. You see he looks deep into your eyes, Misfoot. I am so glad you have come back to us, my son.
Misfit, I think, was being dragged by a couple of demons, and they kind of like yank themselves free from these demons. Unhand me. And they take one step forward towards their father. It's nice to see you again, Father. What is it that I and Eden have been summoned for?
Such pleasantries, my child, are now revoked from you. You do not get to speak in this manner to me. You know exactly why you are here. Or shall I have the charges spoken to you like a child?
The charges, with all due respect, are false.
You hear just a roar from the room of just like, liar! We should kill them both! As you hear coming from the room as he has to silence! Please, enlighten us, O great misfoot of lies, how these charges are false.
You said it yourself. I'm the devil of lies, intimately familiar with falsehoods, so I would be able to recognize one mile away. This is a lie. It was not I that killed Tyr. We fought, yes, but only so that I could reclaim what was rightfully mine. Harbinger of the Apocalypse, a title that you had promised me, that he stole from me. That was all. It was never my intention that Tyr should die with it.
Misfit, I would like to ask you, in terms of interpreting that part of a lie, were you there truly to reclaim your power for Tyr, or were you there just to stop Tyr?
It's a half-truth, if that counts.
Okay.
It's a half-truth.
Your father kind of looks at you. You got your powers somewhere. And you can see your father gives the same sort of indication of sensing that truth and lie that you have. That may be the case, my son, but nevertheless you let your brother die. And as an older sibling, your job, first and foremost, was to protect him, like your sister has done and like your brother has done. As you see, he points to Basim and Zanabar.
Like they have done. Really, Father, really. Let's air it out then, why don't we? If I am to be on trial, right? And Misfit kind of looks around the room at all of the demons, at their siblings, up on this raised platform with his father. If I'm on trial, then let's talk. Older siblings meant to protect the younger ones, well, when have you, and Misfit looks at their older siblings, when have you ever protected me? I have been cast out for years, a decade, perhaps longer. I've lost track. Did any one of you come for me? Did any one of you try and bring me home? No, you didn't. Is that what you call protection?
You see that while most of your siblings, it's a very mixed emotion of, you see Alwar's like, it wasn't my problem, to Xanabar's of, you see there's like, he regrets not doing more. You also see Dasim is just maybe of a neutral sense. You see your father get up. We're not here to discuss the inactions of your siblings, we're here to discuss yours. You, in my humble opinion, have been distracted by those pleasantries that humanity has, with all of their technology and distractions, as he looks to Eden.
These distractions are the only reason that I'm here. It was Eden that brought me home. Not any of you.
Oh, believe me, I know who sent you here. Oh, I can only assume. And with that, you see he gets up from his chair, begins to address the crowd. It is clear my son has clouded visions of love. I think the best course of action for my beloved son is a few centuries within the cells. But before that happens, I think we need to cut out that piece of you that still cares for humanity. Eden will be put to death. And I think sooner rather than later. All in agreement say aye. You see the courtroom silent for a moment. You hear Xanabar kind of, before we make our vote, Father, I think you should at least give Misfoot one last chance to maybe explain themselves. You see your father gives almost like a snap of a look as he completely goes back. Who will say that the Devil's Court is not fair? Please, Misfoot, give your last statement as he sits back in his chair.
Misfit takes a couple steps forward and off to the side a little bit, I think to block Eden from his father's view. And they look at their father and then at their siblings and then back at their father, and there is this dead look in their eye. And they realize in this moment that they will never be good enough for him. Never have been, never will be. And Misfit starts to laugh. I think akin to the laugh when Vic was on top of him trying to kill him. The same laugh echoes through this chamber, and he looks up at his dad. You are not my father. You never have been. And I refuse to play this game with you. So, my liege, I will be leaving here with Eden, alive. And Misfit starts to walk backwards, and they take Eden's hand, golden Eden's hand, and they start to pull back towards the exit.
As you do, immediately, almost like slide doors, you see the guards get behind and spears in front. You are not going anywhere. And Misfoot, I must say, your mother would be very disappointed in you.
In me? Or in you?
You see he begins to form a sword from his hands, as it's almost like dripping lava, hardening. Eden will die, and you will have a clear head. So just let me get this over with.
Question. What does the room look like?
The room is very, it's almost in a sense of like Game of Thrones-y, in a sense. There's the throne that's kind of in the far back against what looks like to be stained glass, and you can see that within the side where the court people would be, Aries is just full of demons. And what that, specifically, what's blocking your entrance is just a group of the Hell's Guard that are fully armored, spears out front.
Okay. Seeing that and hearing the request, I think Misfit kind of leans into Golden Eden and just whispers in their ear, follow my lead, okay? We're gonna get out.
Misfit, but they lock eyes with you and don't finish the sentence.
And Misfit, I think, as they turn away from Eden's eyes, from Eden's gaze, to look back at the crowd and at their father, their appearance starts to shift as the human, quote-unquote, form of Misfit starts to melt away into their demon form, elongating the two arms forming underneath them, the pure black of their body, the starry void, and the multiple eyes, pink and glowing, aflame like a chevron across their face. And if I may, I would like to attempt to use angel wings to try and get us just to the other side of the door. So ideally,
Please.
We're not trying to go too far. We're just trying to get to the other side of this door.
Roll for me, please.
Okay.
As you see your father, as you're rolling it, your father begins to follow suit. You see that as you're trying to, you see your powers are kind of stunted. You see that what he revoked your title, which means you've lost your powers in this sense. And with that, you try escaping. You see he begins to form, which almost like hardened lava. You see his horns begin to form on his head with rams and on the sides, dripping it as you see the sword from both his hands. I will clear your mind, boy. And we smash cut back to the top. It's raining. Fire in the background. And Eden, the blood that was spilling from your neck begins to slowly go back as the wound begins to heal purple. You are still getting a bearing of your senses, but you can hear several vans pull up and sort of the activation of several weapons, just a as you see Martinez trying to get up. Someone's shouting at you, but it's almost like your rings are kind of ringing, it's kind of muffled. What is going through Eden's mind at the moment?
Apotheosis. Ascension. It has always been so out of reach and so close, hasn't it? And it's always been you standing in my fucking way, playing God. Have you ever met God? Would you like to? Because I can show you something beautiful. I can help you meet God, Dr. Martinez. Would you like that?
You see, still like hand-tied, trying to pick himself up. You see that he's currently running towards the lights of the vans. You begin to hear a little bit more of the shouting as it's kind of like resuming, or you're starting to hear back. You see several curator agents kind of like, Eden, you gotta give up now. We got several guns trained on you, and I doubt you can turn them all to sand or whatever. So just give up, and we'll take you into custody. We don't make this hard on us, kid.
Oh, good. You're all here. Good. That will make this so, so much easier. So much faster. Stay still, won't you? And Eden moves. And when they move, their bones crack and their body changes. It is like the splintering of lightning as their bones undo themselves and redo themselves inside their skin, and everything pulls up real fast. And Eden is 9, 12, 15 feet tall. Who really knows? They don't have to walk on the ground. Why should they have to walk on the ground where mortals walk? They're not mortal anymore. Are you joking? Don't be so fucking rude. And yes, their ears are still kind of ringing, and as the wings start to fold over their face to hide it, the many, many wings sprouting from the back of their head to cover their eyes, to cover their face. And of course, there's the fire. I mean, of course, there's the fire that starts to sprout from this open wound in their chest and their soul. Yes, they're bleeding fire, but that's all normal, isn't it? The rings going around and around, wrapping around them. Is that bone? Is it gold? I don't really think it matters how many arms they have. I don't really think it matters how many eyes they have. I don't really think it matters how many wings they have, because even if they just had one, it would be enough to kill them, to kill all of them, to tear them apart, to let them burn in holy fire. Dr. Martinez will be last, of course. Save the best for last. You must get a proper thank you. I would like to use my Carnage temptation right now to give into it completely, to utilize magic to inflict gruesome violence.
Please do. As you see,
Excellent.
they are sweating at the trigger. Like, you can see the visible sweat as they're like, what the hell? They've seen you before, but not like this, and it's really creeping them out.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry. I have a +1 ongoing to everything that I do. I am making this magic plus my weird, so we'll just roll that. That was a 6 and a 5. Wait. 16.
Please, how do you rid yourself of some of these men? These dastardly, evil, conniving lower beings.
Have you ever seen oil move like venom? Eden's body just kind of discorporates into fiery light and remakes itself where they want to be, where they are just on top of some of these vans looking down, except they're not looking because their wings are covering their eyes, but all of the eyes on them are looking down. And it's so easy. They just will it to happen, and it happens. It's so easy to use magic like this because everyone is made of blood and flesh, and it's so easy to use blood and flesh. It's so easy to tear them apart, and it's not like Eden's magic was just eats things into nothingness. No, it's visceral. They come undone. Every molecule splits, and it doesn't go into nothing. It rains. You said it was raining, Chris. I think it is raining, and it starts to rain blood as Eden literally tears them apart with their mind.
In just pure horror, Vic, we'll get to you in a second, but you begin to hear just in the background, watch out! It's just various noises of it is almost a sense of blood curdling screams in the night as you see Dr. Martinez begins to run into the woods. As you hear the fellow curators kind of go, "We need more backup."
Oh, doctor, where are you going? I said stay still.
With that, as you pursue your little prey, we cut to Vic.
You do not have to cut to Vic. No.
Vic, you are currently inside. Right now, you're trying to help Naomi as you see there seems to be a pillar that's on, like a steel beam. It's just fallen on them. You're trying to pick it up at the moment. You kind of saw Hobbs was here, let them go, though, to sort of pursue Naomi. But you begin to hear the gunshots and the screams. Something's outside. Something's really doing a damage on them. But that's not important right now, as you see Naomi kind of go, "Vic, I know that you do lifting, but it would be very kind if you would,
Oh my
use
God,
your
stop
legs."
talking. And I think Vic just uses their legs and just reaches under the pillar. And I don't actually know what I'm trying to use here, but can I roll something plus weird? Because that's what I do.
Sure. Roll your just plus weird in general.
Please, Lord, don't let our mentor die before Eden can kill them. Oh, thank God. Whatever 6 plus 5 plus 3 is.
With that, it's almost like heavy or like deadlifting as you have to pick it up. You see that Naomi's fine. You do see that they have a little bit of a limp to their leg as they kind of like, you have to kind of put them over your shoulder. But as you do, you see across from you in the fire, Heaven. What do you look like in this instance as you're kind of possessed with a familiar opponent within you, as they've taken over your body and swayed your emotions?
I may not be God, but I am an amalgamation of something unholy. I am fury. I am rage. I am peace abandoned.
Vic, what's wrong with Heaven? They seem to be in a bit of not the right mind state, if I would say so for myself. I think it may be the two sets of eyes, but that's just me.
I think Vic drops Naomi like
Ah!
inadvertently. I think Vic's whole entire body goes slack as she looks at Heaven and instinctually knows what they're looking at. Heaven?
As soon as Naomi is gone from Vic's grasp, they are on it.
On Naomi or on Vic?
On Naomi.
Oh my god. I think Vic like reacts and like grabs Heaven's hand. What's going on?
There's no words. Just
Is in the sense of right fast, you grasp her hand, poof, you see almost like a wave of air as you see the fire slowly dissipate as you two are just kind of like stalemate with one another in strength at the moment.
Heaven? Morgan? What is going? Heaven, can you hear me?
She doesn't want to.
Yeah, and I think as you probably try to take like another grab at Naomi, and I think Vic just pushes her out of the way with like all of the strength, like knowing that she will probably be fine.
With that, right quick, she goes, God damn it! And kind of gets into one of the nearby rooms as you sort of throw her against it. With that, we'll be skipping from scene to scene here, as for the most part, we'll be doing contested roles. As we find ourselves back in hell, Misfit, your father is charging at you. What do you want to do in this moment?
Okay, just to set the scene in terms of like where I am and the location of everybody else around me, I am turned towards the inside of the room. There's 2 guards behind me. Eden is next to me, correct?
Yes. It's
Okay.
a wall of guards. It's not just 2, so there's
Oh, it's a whole wall of guards.
It's like a
okay.
phalanx.
God, okay. I think Misfit, seeing their father charging towards them, is going to, in his demon form, is going to, with one of his arms, like grab Eden around the waist and is going to quickly, like almost impossibly, accelerate like around and try and barrel through the wall of guards just behind.
Fantastic. With that roll, I guess this is your either tough or weird in this instance here.
I'm going to go with
Whatever you want
tough.
Tough, please. And your father will do so as well.
I got an 11.
With that, what happens in this instance as you seem to have the upper hand in this moment? Your father charging behind.
I think the sort of like chevron of eyes that are around the crown of Misfit's head, they kind of blink, not in tandem, but like one at a time as they quickly assess the situation that's around. One arm grabs Eden's waist and pulls him in close, and he, like, almost like a match hitting against a matchbox, his foot kind of like flicks against the ground and it turns him around, and in a flurry of flame they like charge through against the guards, like singeing them at the point where they make contact with Demon Misfit's body, and they push these guards away and manage to make a beeline, ideally going through the door to the other room.
Fantastic. So with that, boom, boof, you see these cards get pushed back. Even though you're not at your full strength, you're still stronger than most. Get flung off. You see the other courtiers seeing this happen, immediately begin to sort of teleport their way out of this room as your father follows suits behind. You see one of the guards kind of tramples him as you see he just one hand grabs, throws them to the side, sword dragging as you see the sparks. Where are you going, my son? I told you I can fix you. As you find yourself at the door, we cut back to the material plane. Right now, we can only hear the panting of the doctor running through the woods as you, Eden, it's so easy, it's so beautiful, it's just nice to get out.
It is so nice to get out. It is so very nice to get out. And you've been trying to do this whole time, haven't you, Doctor? You wanted to see how far before divinity could fall. You wanted to make it happen for all of us. You wanted to see how far you could push me. Is this good enough yet? Is this good enough yet? Is this good enough yet, Doctor? Is it good enough yet? I would like to utilize magic to exert my dominance over another. Give into the power temptation.
Please do.
I don't really know what happens when I do this, but I like to have it. It's fun for me. It's a 10.
10. With that, you see, as you say, good enough, you see it kind of echoes, pushing him to the ground as he, on knees, still trying to crawl at this point.
No words, then. I have some for you. Be afraid. And then I tear him apart.
As you begin to, we cut back to Vic and Heaven. What is happening in this instance, as the two of you right now are in a stalemate between one another? What are you trying to do?
Vicious first. Go on.
Well, because I think this is the softest that anyone will have ever seen Vic in this moment. Vic is on the defense, trying to stop whatever actions that Heaven is trying to take against Naomi. Vic is sweating. Vic is breathing heavy. Vic is focused on Heaven. Maybe Heaven had moved forward to go after Naomi, and they block again, kind of putting their body between that door. And it's just, Heaven, come on, you're not like this. Come on. Like hands open, palms to the sky, trying to just be a wall to make sure that Heaven doesn't do anything that they don't want to do. Come on, my love, you're come on, you're not a monster. Please, come on. And I mean, are you can roll a hit. I think I want Vic to fail so desperately if you're going for an attack.
This instance is contested, so you guys can either roll your whatever you would feel appropriate in this nature, and whoever gets the highest gets to move in the scene in their direction. It goes in their favor.
I'm gonna go with tough for this role.
Fantastic. And Vic,
Vicious is saying that Heaven doesn't want to do this, but go
ahead. Vic isn't acting in that monstrous nature right now. I think Vic's gonna roll plus charm.
Please do.
Which I have a -2. I rolled a 6.
No, that's the.
And what about you, Heaven?
I rolled a 10.
With that, scene's yours, as you see that they're trying to get to you, but what is there to get to? They're the enemy. As you can hear almost in Morgan's voice in behind, just kill them all. They're not your friends. They never were your friends, lovers, whatever you want to call them. They are now your enemies.
And with that, in agreement, though they are nothing but silent fury, they're working from top to bottom, and number one cause of their misfortune has always been Naomi, even though they have done everything to protect her and sacrifice and push down every negative feelings for the fact that they had a mother. They just take Vic by the side and push and run, and that she threw her.
With that, you immediately grab them by their chest and throw them across the facility as you kind of come out the door, Vic. With that, you proceed to rush towards Naomi, Heaven. And Vic, as you're out there trying to get your bearings, you can hear a voice echo. It's Vic! Vic!
I don't think Vic is very focused right now on not letting Naomi fucking die. not now. And then Vic just begins running forward back into the laboratory.
You just
Or the
hear, wait,
observatory.
and as we cut back to hell, with that, Misfoot, you sort of slam open the door as you begin to find yourself at the corridor of this place. Your father following suit as he's sort of pushing the guards aside. What are you doing as you have Eden in tow with you?
Eden, we are gonna get out. We are gonna get out. Do you have a way out?
Misfit? Huh. I can't use my magic.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean you can't use your magic?
I don't know. I can't use my magic. I think I'm dying.
No, 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 you're not. You are just fine, and we're gonna get out. Okay. If you can't, then, and I think like they're talking like as Misfit is still like grabbing on to Eden and like dragging them along functionally through the halls of this house. And what was the way in which I would have traveled to Earth prior, before all of this happened? What would have been the standard way to do that?
You kind of getting your bearings, looking around, heart beating, father behind you in a very angry mood. You look out the window and you can see a little bit farther out of the castle exit. You see is a portal, which is primarily used for travel between anywhere on the material plane or any of the other dimensional planes that are there, like, you know, heaven and all that other different places. You see it's a little bit of a ways out the main entrance.
That's our way out then. You scared of heights?
I don't think it fucking matters.
And Misfit is going to, I think, like scoop Golden Eden up with his other arm, like almost like bridal style, and is going to like jump out of this window and try and land ideally safely, unharmed, onto the ground below, jumping like multiple stories down off of this manor and making a beeline for that portal.
Fantastic. Roll another tough for me, please. As your father goes, oh no, you don't, and begins to...
I got an 8.
Father got an 8 as well. With that, you see immediately as you jump out, breaking, you see your father almost football tackle you on the ground and begins to beat you senseless as you're sort of holding Eden, protecting them from the butt of his first. You see that he's just breaking to your defense. You were always a disappointment as you find yourself on the ground.
I think Misfit is like, as soon as they felt the contact of their father like up against them, his instinct was to wrap his body like around Golden Eden in order to shield him from the blows from their father. And they, I think, like brace themselves and like allow their father to beat down on them for a little bit. And as they hear every word come out of his father's mouth about how he is a disappointment, I think Misfit okay, can I try something a little unconventional?
Please, that's the name of the game here.
Okay. I think as he is listening to his father wail on him verbally about being a disappointment all of this time, he, in his demon form, I think sinks into that connection that he had to the weapon, to that heirloom that was supposed to bring about the apocalypse, but not specifically to bring that about, but specifically to bring up the armor that it granted him after a certain point, to try and will that armor to form around his body to protect him from his father.
Fantastic. I don't think you have to roll for this. You just see it kind of begins to form up on you as it seems to still be on you or still have that ability on you. But with that, you see it goes, oh, pity. You're going to use my own armor against me. Pathetic. As he kind of grabs you and throws you to the side. With that, we cut back to Eden, you see you have the doctor dead and rights. He is on the ground, almost floating in the air, as you can just hear the bones begin to stretch.
Beautiful. The only good thing you ever did. Well done. How do you feel?
My choices. Wonderful. And gave birth. Nations.
Chris, I didn't hear any of that.
I saw my internet went out right quick. Am I?
Just try some now.
Hello? Uh-oh. Oh, I'm good. All right. Sorry, folks. Internet sucks. With that, you see he goes, I made beautiful creations. I do not regret my choices.
Good. Because I am beautiful, and I will not regret this.
Do what you gotta do. Just remember, there are consequences to your actions.
And remember that I am the consequences of yours. Good night, Doctor. That's it.
I'm not gonna have you roll anything in this instance, because there's nobody to stop, and he can't do anything. So, how do you put an end to this man's life?
You said that he had torn wings, right?
Yes. They already were torn, so you just see they're like almost like stubbles in the back, almost like if somebody's wings got cut.
I think Eden arms is such a silly word, really. They move back, take those, and then unzip him from there. It's just a pull out, and the whole rest of him explodes out the back. It's like uncorking a bottle. So easy.
You see it gets almost explosive as you see everything from the inside begin to slowly trickle out as it just drops on the ground.
Thank you for making me beautiful, Doctor. And
And
Eden
as you
turns. Please go ahead.
You know, as you do say that, you hear Dr. Hobbs, you need to get Director Hobbs, you need to get out of here. As you can see, just in the far distance, Hobbs getting into a van.
Oh. Oh, hello. And Eden moves like light.
As we cut back to Vic, as you are currently getting up the stairs back into the building, you see something appear before you in a ghostly form. You see that their head is slightly kind of, they have to keep fixing it back and forth. As you see Mimi in a ghostly form. Vic!
Vic runs through her, but like acknowledges that it's Mimi because they are focused. Mimi and just passed. What?
Will you stop running so we
Why
can
would
talk?
I stop running? Do you see what's going on?
Oh, okay. I don't have much time. There's only so much time I can be within the physical plane before I'm not allowed into any eternal rest, and I'm stuck like this. I have to get into Heaven's head.
Okay, what? How? They turn, hearing they say heaven. What?
You gotta hold it in place for a certain amount of time, like a chokehold or
Fine.
a
And
knee lock.
sprints forward. And Vic, who is still trying to avoid using their strength, wants to use a tough. I'm going to use a tough roll this time to like basically brace heaven as I like tackle
Roll that.
them.
Yeah, roll that for me. But in this instance, Heaven, you get to Naomi, who is still kind of almost like a wounded gazelle, their leg. kind of off to the side, kind of limping, as you see it's just you and them in a room. Hello, Morgan and Heaven, or Heaven and Morgan, or Herman, whatever, if you combined the words.
There are no words. They're stepping forward. They're saving their prey.
Kind of moving forward towards them. I'm sorry if I caused you pain, the both of you. It was never my intention to do that.
And unfortunately, there's no real ceremony. Just face splitting for rows of teeth. And they clutch Naomi's throat.
As you clutch their throat, you see coming through a wall, slow motion. Boom. You get tackled by Vic that goes through, pushing into the next room as you see this sort of beam fall down as it's just the two of you. With that, we come back down to hell. Misfoot, you're currently getting beaten by your dad right now, a la invincible at the moment. As you see, as you have your armor on, he is currently ripping it off at certain segments. It's still protecting you, but you see that it has to repair itself quickly as your father keeps taking it off.
Misfit, I think, like, over top of Eden will, in one swift motion, like, push Eden towards the portal, turn himself around, and try and kick his father off of himself.
Please, roll tough again.
I can't believe I got a 10 and that's somehow not good enough.
With that, you throw Eden easily enough, but with that, you try to kick your father. He grabs it, and immediately you see his hand go on the side, and immediately you see your leg get cracked. As you see, he kind of disjoints your leg for a moment, as you feel that searing pain throws you against the wall.
And I think like Misfit like braces themselves as they hit up against this wall, and they, I think like a little bit of blood starting to trail down his forehead now. Where is it coming from? Who knows? But as it does, he kind of like looks up at his father and he says, "Your mistake was giving me these things in the first place." And Misfit is going to whistle and call upon his pet, his dragon.
It's funny that you mention it, as before you even get the whistle off, you see Garland is already here. As you see various demons of soldiers that are around here, and go, who the hell is that? As you see riding on Garland is Dell and Jax. As you see Jax immediately gets off a la Angel Warhammer, gets on the ground. You see Dell kind of follow suit with their roots. And with that, they're going, I'm sorry we are late. It's hard to get to hell on a dragon. And we had to tame the dragon. It was hard.
Dell, I've never been happier to see you. And I think Misfit like raises his hand for Dell to grab. And if she does grab it, is going to like swing themselves up onto the dragon.
One caveat here. The dragon is a little bit farther, so you're still with your father. So, because right now it's a very, like, you're against the wall, your father's in front, and Garland and them are kind of on the far side. So while this is good, your father goes, pay attention to me, and immediately hits you across the face as you see the helmet comes off, blood spritz across. With that, what is Eden doing in this moment? As you see, Misfoot is getting beat by their dad. This is an ass whooping, unlike you've never seen before.
Eden wobbles on the platform, sees the dragon, sees the escape, sees the dragon, sees the escape, sees Misfit, And I think there's like this choked noise that comes out of their throat because as Misfit makes this realization, this horrible realization about their family, they can feel their heart breaking the same way that Misfits must be in this moment too. And there's a part of them that wants to run, of course, but there's a part of them that absolutely cannot abide that. And Eden steps off of the portal back toward the two of them. Hey! Hey! I thought it was me you wanted dead.
You see, he snarls, turns around. You can see only the glimmer of his fiery eye. I'll get to you in a second. We cut back to the other Eden as you're currently chasing. You see Hobbs is in the car, begins to drive off into the city. You see their other agents going, open fire! You see at this point they bring out heavy ordnance, but what are these pitiful rocks that they're throwing at you? These puny little metal bullets compared to a god.
So silly. And when Eden lands on top of the van, it craters the top. Just like this light form just is so heavy as like their hands, feathers, eyes, wings, teeth. Oh yeah, teeth. They have those. Just kind of sink into the top as they're almost like riding the top of this van as it's swerving down the path. They're trying to find him, trying to get in. There is no way to escape this. There is no way to escape me. You cannot. You will not.
With that, it's almost like a sense of gravity shifts dramatically as you go. You see the guys try to run away. It's pushed into the ground. You see, we gotta do it. What do you mean we gotta pull it out? You see two guys just in one of the trucks begin to pull something out. As you see they get ready. You don't know what it is, only that it's shiny in nature and has bits of neon pink glowing from it. It looks almost alien in nature as they pointed a laser in your direction.
Do you think you can hurt me with shiny little toys? I will eat you alive.
You see one of them points, suck on this! And you see nothing happens in the immediate nature until you see something from above, almost like a laser of some sort, begin to push you into the ground. So deep that it's almost, in a sense, you can start to feel the heat of the core. But with that, we cut back to Vic and Heaven. With that, Vic, you got Heaven in a moment. If you're able to see one more, then you can sustain this hold at them at the moment.
Yeah, I think Vic's body right now is heating up like someone turned on an oven to 400 degrees and it's been preheating, like you contained, like containing a fire inside of a bottle and trying to hold it. Vic is restraining themselves, holding on to Heaven right now. And that fire that usually runs into their hands when they are in their full monstrous form is inside of their chest, and they're trying to hold on to Heaven, and he's, Heaven, please, Heaven, you are the kindest and most caring person I know. You cannot do this to her. You care for me. You care for Eden. You even care for Misfit, even when they were being an asshole. Please. I was wrong. I was wrong. I was projecting. You are a monster, okay? You're You're a monster right now, and that's okay. And I'm your monster. Okay? I'm your monster. I please, I don't want to hurt you. Please, Heaven, please. And I think inadvertently, for the first time, Vic is going to use some of their strength to roll plus weird this time to try and hold Heaven down to let Mimi do what they need to do.
And you can contest this as well, Heaven.
That's only a 7.
That's a 10.
With that, almost in a lock hold, as you see trying to get out, you see Mimi kind of, I'm going in, and proceeds to go in as we cut right back to hell again. Misfoot, you're getting tired. You see it's getting hard to see from your right eye as your dad has really put the hurt on you. And you currently see Jax and Dell providing a way out, but you also see that Eden is kind of offering themselves as a distraction to your father.
And Misfoot, seeing this, I think starts to panic a little. Eden can feel it, the heartbeat starting to rise anxiously as they see him step off of the platform, hear the plea that they make. And Misfoot, like, quickly, I think their gaze, the little bit that they can still see from their one eye, they look up and they search for Jax across the way. And they say, Jax, take Eden, and take Eden to the platform right now. Leave.
Misfit.
Leave with him.
Misfit. No, I'm not leaving
Go.
you here.
Go.
No.
I found you once. Found you twice. I can find you again.
Please don't ask me to leave you.
It's not forever. It never is with us. Don't worry. I'll find you, okay?
I love you.
I love you too. Now go! Go!
You get smacked across the head. You see Jax kind of, come on! You see Dell kind of retreat back, putting you on. With that, you see Jack begin to sort of grab you. Are you kind of resisting, or are you kind of just going with it?
Resisting, but they're a ghost. They got nothing to resist with. They're a wet rat. They could be picked up by an angel.
With
It's
that,
fine.
you see kind of pulling you back. You see Jax throws you onto the dragon and looks you in the eye. Did you really mean that?
What? We don't have time for this.
Did you mean it? Answer the question.
Fuck you. Yes, of course I did.
Oh, I hate my life. Dell, take them to the portal. I'm gonna do something stupid. As you see, they're using a lot of their energy being here. There's only a certain amount an angel can use before they get stuck in a certain place. And you see immediately wings begin to grow back. Armor begins to form up and proceeds to turn to your father, Misfoot. Hey, asshole! I've been looking for you. You see your father turns around, and what might you be, pathetic angel? The name's Jax, and I have a dance with you. And proceeds to take your father and temporarily puts him in one of the nearby walls, giving you a moment to breathe, Misfoot.
And Misfit, I think, surprised by Jax staying here. Hello, what is happening? I think it's just like, I don't have time to unpack this. And they kind of wipe away some blood off of their face. The effort of it exhausting, to be quite frank at this moment. And they lock eyes with Eden as Eden is sort of just whisked away by Dell on this dragon to the platform. And they kind of like stagger. They hold up onto this wall behind them, this probably stone wall, and they kind of like get themselves up really with so much effort. And they kind of like quietly, but just loud enough so that they can hear, say to Jax, "Hey, this isn't your fight. I got this."
You see Jax fights off your father, throws him into one of the nearby rooms. Don't be fucking stupid. Plus, there's another problem upside that you have to deal with, so I suggest you get a move on. Lover boy.
Really hate being told what to do by a fucking angel, but thank you. And it kind of like, it hurts to say, more than getting beat by his own father, it hurts to say these words to Jax in this moment, but he says them through gritted teeth, and he kind of like staggers over towards the portal. And as he does so, he yells over to his father as well. "I'm still coming for your throne. You promised it to me, and it's gonna be mine."
I will hunt you down. I say this as Iblis, the devil, as you proceed to go into the portal with Del, Garland, and Eden. With that, Eden, you get one last scene here as this laser pushes you down, but you slowly, very, almost like ring-like, make your way out the hole as the guys are like, "Did we get him?"
Good morning.
Ah, crap.
Did you really think that would work? What is that? It tastes so sour. Where did you get it from?
Well, we're dead. Hey, if you be so kind, loving God of whatever, I would just, please don't.
Oh, you don't know yet. God doesn't answer your prayers. Nobody does.
Crap.
And then Eden unzips them. Yeah.
And as you do that and the glee of it, you don't know where it comes from, but you just see a voice. Hey! And immediately, boom, you get punched and you feel this. It's weird because it feels familiar, but as it does, it knocks you out as you go unconscious. We cut to Vic in heaven. With that, inside your mind, heaven, it's dark. It's cold, it's lonely, and at the moment you are surrounded by a blizzard with only a lantern for some reason. You can hear the howl of a Morgan throughout the place. But it's just you and that crushing feeling of defeat until you see a light coming towards you. What do you do in this instance?
I walk forward.
As you do, you see Mimi, normal, holding you by your hands, going, "Are you all right?"
You died, and
Yeah,
I couldn't save you.
it's fine. On the bright side, I don't
It's
have to
not
worry about
fine.
death. I
And
don't think. It's no
not
worries.
fair.
I know, I know. But you can't beat yourself up like this. It's not your fault. I mean, I got jumped. I mean, what are you gonna do?
there's so many things I could have done. Look, I don't know what you're trying to do with this conversation. I don't know how spirits work, despite everything. I just go, please.
You see
I don't
they
want you to haunt me.
slap you across the face. Of get a hold of yourself! You don't get to throw a pity party. You're not the one who died, first off. Second of all, you have a job to do. I may be dead, but there's a whole bunch of people that are not, including the ones you care about. And I'm not going to let you waste it because I died. I mean, I know I was important, but damn, I wasn't that important.
You don't know how important you were to me. What I was looking forward to by the end of all this. But you're right. I have a job to do. I've had a job to do since I was a child, and today shouldn't be the day I give up because it suddenly got hard.
Here's the problem. I'm going to give you a really quick psychiatrist, just real run through here. You gotta stop doing everything by yourself. You're not the chosen one. You're heaven. You're a person. You have feelings, wants, needs. You don't like things. You have... There's a whole bunch to you, heaven, besides you being a wielder of some sword. I was wrong in that instance of... It's not... People don't remember us by books. People remember us by the things we do, but most importantly, we live inside here. As you see, she points within your chest. I may be dead, but at least you have me with you. And I will always be with you, no matter what. In the darkest of times, of the best of times, and in the weirdest of times.
Okay. Can I please... I'm sorry.
You say sorry one more time, I'm going to slap you. Don't say sorry. What is done is done.
Okay.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay.
No more sorry. Everything you do from this point on, no more sorry. Unless if it's needed. Because sometimes it's a situation. But for the most part, no more sorry.
Okay.
And you begin to hear, oh, what a beautiful party. Oh, such delicious snacks. As you see what looks like to be that sort of werewolf with 4 eyes. How are you going to get out of this one, children? Heaven, there's a door there. On my signal, you run for it.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
Go!
Ready.
And you see they immediately charge with magic in their hands. You see he charges as you run towards there. And you're at the precipice of the door, the two of them struggling. Is there anything you say before you leave?
I loved you.
And I love you. As you see, they embrace Imorgan. He goes, what are you doing now? You see he begins to break as you see an explosion pushes you through the door. As you come back.
Okay, things are still on fire. That is great to know.
As you are like observing everything, for Vic, when your body finally went slack from Mimi phasing inside your mind, Vic is on the ground clutching their chest as if and when you look at Vic's chest, it's like fire, like a forge inside of their sternum. They are burning, they are hot, they are sweating, they are. Hey, Evan. Hey, how you doing?
I'm coming. Okay. I
Yeah,
don't know if I
fine. I
that.
just
You
don't.
don't look.
It feels like everything inside me is burning. I've never not used my
It
strength.
looks like everything inside you is burning.
Children, I can't
What?
walk. My leg is hurt. So
Does
if
that
anyone,
suck, Naomi?
I know you're having a moment, but please.
What do you want? What do you want from us right now? I just saved your fucking life.
You crashed through the wall, and it's kind of collapsed me in here.
Oh
So
my god, fine. And I think Vic peels themselves up off the ground, still clutching their chest, and picks
Hey,
Naomi
you
up
don't
like a
need to
wet
move.
fucking rag.
ah,
Let's leave then.
okay.
And just like walks outside, still kind of holding in that monstrous side of them.
Holding that in, you walk outside, all of you. You see at the same moment, Garland comes in, almost like a crashing plane. Misfoot following suit. As you see a very large crater that's in the middle of this place, but you see also blood around Eden, though it is now retracted back, and Eden, you are at full health once more, along with everyone else. As you just see a kind of wave of energy go back.
Am I a ghost still, or am I
You
my
are in
body?
you're back in your body. You see, you kind of touching the area where you got your neck slit, and sort of checking where the holes that should be in you are not anymore. As you see, it's kind of retracted back, leaving only sand in its place.
Fuck.
What the fuck happened
Misfit,
here? Aiden, are you okay? What
are you
happened?
okay? You look
And
horrible.
you can see that Misfit does look horrible, but also is limping because they have one broken leg, so they are kind of dragging it behind themselves as he walks.
Fuck. Where's Jax?
He decided to stay. I don't know if angels are allowed to do that. So
You see something come on, not where your portal was, but a little bit higher, as you see something come through and fall through. As you see Jax made it out somehow. But that moment of relief dies a bit. As you see Jax completely beaten, armor sundered, and you see several arrows are in their chest and back. As you see they're kind of... You can't say I was a bad guy. And proceeds to lie on the ground, bleeding out.
You douchebag! And Eden runs over to them, is kind of frantically looking between Misfit, who is broken and beaten, and Jax, who's also broken and beaten, and is like, you both are gonna give me a fucking hernia or something. I think that's maybe the wrong type of thing. I don't actually know what they're called. Heart attack. I'll you two are gonna give me a fucking heart attack. And that is ironic in ways we'll discuss later. And Eden kind of gets down on the ground and starts trying to rudimentary patch up Jax a little bit.
You proceed to do that, and before you even touch, you can see there's something wrong with them. He was fighting the devil, which is no ordinary person. You can see and from your knowledge, even with your magic, Shax is not getting healed here. Shax is dying.
Okay. Jax.
It's my name.
I owe you one.
It's more like you owe me several, but who's counting?
Stop counting. Okay, just stop counting. Okay. You're not looking too good.
I know. At least I get to answer the question of what happens when you die after you die.
I hope it's good. For your sake.
Did I do the right thing?
And Eden kind of just settles down onto the ground next to him. Like if he's laying down on the ground, Eden just kind of lays and looks at him in this weird mirror of like they're laying on the bloody grass on the ground, but it might have been a bed, you know? Eden just kind of turns on their side, looks at him really hard. I think you did.
Ethan, there's something I have to tell you. I fought like hell to get back to at least tell you.
Hurry up, you're dying.
It's about Misfoot's mom, mother.
Tell me.
You see, he gets very close to only whisper in your ear. Truly, he's alive. Look for Sister Zula. As you see, he passes away.
Chris, what the fuck?
Yeah, Jelly!
And I think at that point, to help us recover, we're going to take a break here. So with that, everybody, please get a drink of water, use that El Baño, and we'll be right back as we come with the second half of our finale. We'll see you soon.
Crimes. Criminal. You're doing crimes. You're promoting crime.
Doing crimes.
Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome back. Let's finish this, shall we? With that, we find ourselves with the fire of the observatory. We see everyone here, not surrounded around the body of Jax, but kind of, it's almost like a gathering of sorts. As you see, Naomi is there, but as you all are trying to collect your thoughts and ideas, you see something in the middle of the city. As you see looking over it, you see the same light you saw all those months ago. Purple, coming from the ground up into the sky. And you start to hear rumblings as you see veins of an earthquake. Purple begins to flash in the sky and in the cracks. You see Naomi kind of go to you, Eden, hand on shoulder. I am very sorry for your loss, but we have problems.
Don't touch me. Eden swats her arms away, quickly closes Jax's eyes, but also gets up and immediately is beelining for Misfit and Heaven and Vic.
You see Dell is there as well. What the hell is that?
More of the Dread King's bullshit, probably. We need to get there as fast as possible.
My son is opening a portal to Sector Z or Zaris, depending on what you want to call it.
Then we need to follow him there. I think you can hear from like a little bit a ways away from where Edith and Del are right now. Misfit, I think, like sitting down on the ground, holding on to the broken leg. We need to get in there. Stop him, right?
How are we going to stop him? I mean, I don't want to jump the gun here, but...
You're his mother.
We're not going to...
Honestly, the only mother.
You see Del talking, you see Naomi kind of... I was managed to finish the device. As you see, she pulls out what looks like to be just almost looking like a bigger version of your necklace, Misfoot. As you see swirling in the side of it, it seems to be a slight blue. If we position it properly, it should depower him enough for you to get a good couple hits in. But we're not killing my son. We are simply putting him back in, I think, maybe the best course of action.
You want to imprison your son?
Again?
I've seen his memories. That's worse than death.
What? He's not in his right mind, and if we don't trap him, then what is the other alternative? That is my son. I don't want to kill him, but he's not going to play fair.
Speaking as somebody whose father did entrap them somewhere far away, it sucks. He will only resent you.
I think Vic is standing in front of Naomi, still clutching her chest with that heat rising, looking a little labored. Told you to give up your fucking dreams, and just kind of grabs at the device. That's not your son. That's the Dread King. And we have to do something about him.
As you see, before they get a word out, you see Rocco kind of pull up. Karl, half beaten, kind of goes, "Hey guys, I was gonna leave, but then I saw that," and he sort of points to the... So I was guessing you needed a ride? Yeah?
Yes, Rocco.
Thanks, love.
Fantastic. Everybody get in the back.
Misfit shoots Vic a look.
Yeah, you see, as he's just youthful from the broken windshield, some of us care about their friends. Some of us know when they're in danger. Some of us know when to come
Vic
back.
just gets in the front seat reluctantly, I'm glad you're safe.
Okay, you safe. As you see, proceeds to just let all of you come in the back and begins to drive. About a good 10 minutes, gives you a little bit of a rant of, oh, so, now you need me, right? Oh, yeah, no, it's just the only guy who knows how to drive properly. You see, as you're entering the city, people are kind of running about scared. Still not caring about it, looking dead at you, Vic, just like, you know what? This says a lot about you as a person, I hope you can do some self-searching and, kind
Rocco,
of figure
what
it
do you
out.
want me to say? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Look at me. You want to see the definition of I'm sorry? So points at Naomi. Yeah, that's sorry over there, right? Look how well it's worked out for them. And you see, and I'm like, well, that's not fair. That is, you shut up.
Rocco, we could die, and I don't want to die with you mad at me. So please know that I care about you, and I love you very dearly. And if I make it out of here, I will make it up for thinking that you left this hellhole of a city.
You owe me so big. You don't even understand.
I know, bud. I know.
As you're driving through, you begin to see creatures begin to come out of the cracks. You see various amalgamations, some of which you know of werewolves and vampires, and others just pulsing purple veins made out of a slick sheen of chrome. Well, that's not pleasant.
We don't have time for that. We need to keep going as close as we can into the center.
Okay, and you immediately see him pull out what looks like to be a half-bent cassette tape, pushes it in, raises the volume, and immediately floors it. As you see one of the werewolves in there immediately gets hit. So where are we going exactly again?
Sector Z.
All right, for all of us that don't know what that is.
Towards the light, Rocco.
Okay. As you are driving through with a amalgam of creatures following you suit, is there any last minute things you want to say before you get to the Dread King? Heaven?
Misfit, your leg, if I could assist you in that.
Sure, Heaven.
I can't have my brother-in-law limping, I guess. I'm gonna use lay on hands.
Fantastic.
The 12.
12. It's
With
in the
two
sense
harm,
of
but
on 3 and just 3. Oh, it's just slight pain, but it's moving again, limited, but it's not a liability.
I like to imagine that with the combination of Heaven's abilities and my own, because I have resilience, which allows me to heal faster than regular people, I like to imagine that the leg, by the time we get to the center, does heal up pretty much all the way. If that's okay.
Yes. You're like kind of begins to sort of reattach. With that, Eden, what did you have?
I was gonna help heal, but it seems like
Okay.
that's okay. So I think Eden just kind of like, once your leg has been set, you turn and see Eden like holding a femur, like they've made out of dust, and they go, I guess we don't need that, and they just kind of collapse it back into sand.
And I think Misfit kind of leans in and says, I could always use an extra, and then kisses Eden on the cheek.
That's not romantic. That's not romantic.
Yes,
It is.
weird.
It is.
Shut
It
the
is
fuck up.
weird.
I hear
Weird.
someone's
I
getting married. Who's the
disagree.
brother-in-law? Who's getting
No,
married?
that's not. That's not what anyone said.
I heard brother-in-law. That means married.
I think Vic is like holding Rocco's hand this side, trying to like assuage any like disappointment. And then like turns to Heaven. How you doing?
I ain't considering everyone and everything, I am the best out of us again. How are you? You're not looking so hot. I mean, you are looking hot. You're looking. How are you?
You see that that heat in Vic's chest kind of rise to the throat and then lower. Doing great. Lie, Misfit.
You look like a broken thermometer.
I don't know what you mean.
You know how the
hear
mercury
that-
is fluctuating really
Relationships
fast, and
aren't built on lies, Vic.
Oh my god, why do you fucking do this all the time? Look, did you hear anything I said, Heaven? Do you remember anything from the past fucking hour?
And I couldn't get to you because I was blinded by my own rage.
Yeah. I want you to imagine holding all of that in, all of that you were feeling. That is what's going on now. And I am going to let every single ounce of it out to the Dread King.
I don't want you to be magically constipated. You need to make it. And if that means letting it all out now, I will be here to embrace you because we're monsters together. I promise you don't have to do that. I don't want to lose you to that, like gesturing to the glow in the heat.
I will be good. I don't want you to worry. And that's the truth.
I am going to worry regardless, and I know it's the truth.
I know. And I think Vic, who is in the front seat, who's been turned around, gets up, because we're in a van, and just kind of walks forward and kisses Heaven. And that heat kind of lowers just enough for them to move freely.
Well, I hope you're having a very loving moment, but I would suggest you find the nearest seat. We're about to depart into, hence, whatever this is. As you see, he is driving towards the museum where the HQ is, but you also see there's a line of curator agents that begin just to shoot as you all right, everybody, hold on. Immediately as you're driving through, you see it kind of heats around the exterior, turning itself into almost of a slight comet, as it does get a little hot in here. But for the most part, you see him drive through the entrance through several people into the museum, and then proceeds to drive so fast into the ground that it goes through. As you guys find yourself, the car extremely beat up, but you guys find yourself within the HQ. You see Rocco kind of, we know you don't have a choice when it comes to driving, but we're happy you chose Rocco's vans. Now please exit the vehicle in a timely order while I get out of here, because this is not my fight.
I think I have whiplash. Eden stumbles up,
It's a
holding
good
on to
thing.
Misfit's
It means
hand.
you're alive.
Misfit, I think, like, flicks a coin over to Rocco. Thanks, bud. We'll get
Misfit,
you
was
next
that
time.
a fucking quarter?
It was $1.
Who has dollar coins?
And Misfit is just going to ignore that and walk out, holding on to Eden, I think very gently, trying to steady him through their vertigo as they exit the car, kind of like grumbling to themselves. And it's like, there's fucking dollar coins.
from the 80s or something.
We are the
see-
80s. We literally are
Yeah,
the
we are. We're literally in the 80s.
With that, you see Rocco demon teleport themselves out of here.
I was gonna
Oh,
give
no,
before
what do
you
you want?
like before Vic gets out of the car,
Yeah.
Vic just says, love a man that knows to take care of himself, and gives Rocco like a kiss on the cheek. And then
Yeah. As he just gets a little bit of a giggle. That wasn't bye, and it just immediately disperses.
works every time.
With that, you all proceed down into the same elevator that you were in before. This time you see all the cells that surround this portal is broken. You see, almost similar to what you just saw, Miss Foot, is almost like a court kind of setting. As you see the portal behind this purple swirling mess of magic and science, with 10 almost metallic chrome tubes connected into a single figure who is sitting on a stone, almost like a throne made completely out of stone. As you see Alejandro, the Dread King, sitting there in a very kind of lean back, hand on thinking pose. On the side of him, you see Aries, which looks like to be the last of the AD, almost like an Amazonian woman made out of bluish marble stone that has a shield and a spear on one side, helmet on, and the other one you see the lightning wolf snarling as he sort of pets it. As you see various monsters and monstrosities all hailing to their king as they are kneeled. As the elevator opens to you, as he sees you all, including his mother. I'm so glad you can join us. You are here for my coronation, no doubt.
I think Misfit doesn't say anything, but kind of pushes Naomi forward one step.
Hello, Alejandro. You see just silence. Alejandro, my son, my love. I did not know what happened. I would have never allowed this. You always were trying to be someone in this world, and you never had to, my son. And I'm sorry, I could only know how long you spent in that hellhole, but I beg of you not to do this. You see, he ponders. Do what, mother? Huh? To do the thing that you were too scared to do. To do the thing that you were supposed to do. You see, I had a little talk with some people on the other side, and I know a lot more than what you told me. Your true purpose with your sisters. Well, that's a conversation for another time. I'm doing what you should have done a long time ago. So I offer you all this. As you see, he gets up, tube still tied to his back. You can surrender now. Take the knee, and I will offer you a new place in this world because I love you all so much. Or you can die. I know you're all powerful, but I doubt you can fight a room full of monsters, plus some specialties. As he points to the two on his side. So what's it gonna be, Mythics?
We're not mythics. So you can go fuck yourself. Because if either of you, and Eden points to Naomi and the Dread King, think that either of you are in the right here, you are so entirely fucked that I will never ever be able to help or understand you. Is this what your partners would have wanted, Alejandro? Is this what they wanted? Look me in the eye and tell the truth, because the devil of lies will be able to know if you're lying. And you, Naomi, is this what you wanted? When you said you wanted a different future from the one that you were supposed to enact on this earth, whatever the fuck that means, is this really what you wanted to have happen? Both of you could make it right, but you don't. You are too wrapped up in your own shit. I will not bend the knee to you, and I will not bend the knee to her. We make our own choices this time.
Standing ovation from the being who could barely control their own magic. It's very interesting that you lecture to me on what my own partners would want. Do you even know what love is? You think you do. But I don't think you truly do. Plus, that's still that part of you that doesn't want to get close to anybody now, does it? That part of you that, if you want a dog, ooh, you better watch out, or everyone in the room might get wiped.
Would you like to speak from experience?
I'm getting the sense that we're not going to come to an agreeable amendment. Anybody else want to butt in here before I take my final act as king? Oh, the silence is
Well.
unbecoming.
Yeah, King. You're gonna get fucking dethroned today.
I would like to see you try. And before he able to finish, you see one of the nearby walls immediately. You see all the monsters begin to run in directions, and some of them are squished from the rubble. And you see pouring out as it is the king in the front, you on the left, and on the right, you see forming out the rest of the agency. And behind them, about 20 foot high, in sort of this very rudimentary mechanics, you see Hobbs shield in front with what looks to be a very rudimentary cannon speak on the echo of their almost like speaker. Well, well, well. I got the whole family here.
Enough
It'll
of
be
this.
great to wipe your timelines.
Oh my god, it's a three-way battle.
Hey, Vic, you know how you said you were holding on to your rage?
Yeah.
Feel like maybe now's the time.
Great. And I think hearing that, all of the heat that was once in Vic's chest goes in, and explodes back out into Vic's scapula, into not the liquid wings that we've seen before, but something that has been crystallized into 4 black, like magma wings, firm, planted in her back, with that halo of heat circling around not their head, but their 2 halos circling their body. And those hands, they're hot again, but for once they are perfect. And Vic wants to go punch the shit out of Hobbs.
Roll kick some ass for me, please.
I want to advance kick some ass with my 13.
Oh boy. So with that, you instead pick an enhanced effect. So you can completely hold the advantage. All hunters involved in the fight get a +1 forward. You suffer no harm at all. You inflict double the normal harm, or your attack drives the enemy away en route.
Oh god. That's driving him away is the funniest option. What? You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna pick the funniest option because he showed up and said some bullshit. Vic is going to fly upwards with that heated fist and knock Hobbs clean out of the scene.
You immediately, he goes, I can't wait to, what the hell? And immediately, boosh, as you see, almost like several walls, as you see somebody go like, damn, is he still going? And as you just see, you see there's kind of a silence in the room of everybody was just like,
You're fucking next, king.
like to see you try attack. You see the rest of them as it just becomes a convergence in this sense. As everybody starts firing, gunfire goes off, monsters attacks, people are getting ripped and teared, shot, all kinds of things. With that, my mythics, what are we doing in the scenario? As you see, at the moment, the Dread King is keeping himself still at the throne. He's not moving, keeping himself at the side, but you do see Aries and his wolf begin to go off to the side.
Did we happen to bring my dragon with us?
Yes.
Okay, in that case, I think Misfit whistles once, and the dragon comes barreling through the door, I think breaking some of the walls as it does, and Misfit in one fell motion will grab the chain on his pants, pull it out, turn it into the big, giant hell sword wreathed in flames, and teleport using angel wings, and because I'm going alone, I don't have to roll, is going to teleport onto the back of the dragon and is going to like barrel straight towards that lightning wolf.
Fantastic. With that, you see it kind of come in immediately, just almost like a massive flamethrower. You see the wolf only to get kind of increases its size as you see it begins to take in the nearby electricity, begin to snarl, grow in size the same as you. As you see it begins to shoot lightning towards you, as you see Garland, even though it isn't a massive imposing dragon, begins to get hurt as they're almost in a sense getting tased from this lightning. With that, as you were doing that, getting a position there, what about everybody else? Eden and Heaven, what about you two?
Well, they're looking at Eden like,
Burn it down, I think.
okay, we've had this really great fire motif going on. That's great. And
I think we should.
Of course. Great. They're gonna pull their flaming sword from within them. The whole flashy motif. Everybody's been doing something cool. And I think they are going to go for the wolf. Just gonna tear out the mini bosses first.
Fantastic. Kick some ass or magic? Which one are you gonna use here?
I'm gonna kick some ass.
All right, kick some ass. You wanna play?
While Heaven is doing that, I just want to make it very clear that Garland is purposefully evading Heaven if Heaven is joining the fight against the wolf.
All right.
No strays.
Friendly fire
9.
on. 9. With that, you inflict harm, going up with your sword, trying to attack the wolf. At first, you try just a standard motion because you think it should work, but it is made out of lightning, so it's a little bit harder. As you kind of do go through, you do have magic, so it does hurt it, but not as much. As you see that as it goes through, it begins to take you and begins to howl as you take one part of harm. As you see what looks like to be metal begin to sort of almost Magneto style form around, as you see the Dread King kind of helps in this direction. With that, Eden, you're last up here.
Eden moves forward. Just a guy, he can't fly or anything, so they just start walking forward. But almost like they understand the way that their magic works. They're not fighting against it for the first time. And it moves like sand, like this beautiful gold sand, reminiscent of where it came from in the first place. As it swirls, and Eden just starts to take and take and take, bring it in, and then push outward with just this massive explosion of energy. And I did get some advanced use magic, so I'm gonna see if I roll high enough. Ooh. I didn't roll quite high enough for that, but I did get a 9 for
9.
burn everything, which I will use to inflict harm. 3 area magic obvious.
With that, you do get the effects there, but also you have to pick a glitch as you rolled a 9. As you are using your magic there, as you are able to get off your effect, but something happens.
Oh no. I will take let's have it draw immediate unwelcome attention. As Eden just kind of goes atom bomb core, just they kind of explode in radiant light as they explode. They just make a fucking explosion with their brain.
Fantastic. As you see several creatures and just regular humans get obviously napalm. As you see some of them, you immediately see that sort of statue woman get down, grab you, and go, "Hi, I'm Aries. We haven't had the pleasure of meeting." As you see, they shield bash you to the side as you take about 2 points of damage. With that, you see the Dread King keep them at bay, begin to form a bubble around him. As you see, he sits back in his chair, immediately begins to concentrate. You see that the energy from him is moving out of him into the portal. As you see, it is moving faster and faster, and you see it expanding in size. You also see that creatures are still coming out of it, continuously pouring, never stopping. You see Naomi kind of go, "I know you love your fun and games, but we kind of have a problem," as he sort of points to the portal. "He's trying to make a permanent point. You need to stop him."
Doesn't
Leave it
she
to
have
us.
the fucking thing? Yeah.
You see that, and she is sort of saying this, but it's also fighting off what looks like to be several larger kind of giant figures at the moment. So they're doing a lot of the heavy lifting. You also see that a number of the agents are trying to get swings at Naomi. Some of them slightly successful, other ones are just like and just breaking their hand. As you see, they're trying to deal with one side of the room, trying to give you as much attention. So with that, what do you guys want to do?
All right. I think Misfit, seeing that this lightning wolf seems to be roiling in the electricity that is ambient in this room, says, "Okay, so that's how you like to play." And also sees that Heaven is here with the wolf as well. And so I think Misfit, holding on with 2 hands to this giant house sword, is just going to tap with their heels up against Garland to just command Garland to continue barreling forward towards this wolf, and is going to kick off and stick the hell sword up into the ceiling where all of the lights and the wiring is, and use the momentum of the fall to essentially cut a hole through the ceiling, tearing through all of the wires, all of the lighting, and leaving behind a trail of sparks and fires. So now this room is ideally, at least in the spaces where Misfit has managed to tear through, is dark, only lit by the fire that is sort of left behind. And his goal, anyway, is to land in front of Naomi.
Fantastic. Either it's up to you, kick some ass, or you can help out, because you're not directly fighting anybody, so you can use help out to sort of help everybody else in this scenario. Help out is cool.
And kick some ass is
Tough.
I'm going to use help out, even though that is the lower stat, but I think it makes more sense narratively for what I'm trying to do.
Please do. Roll that for me, please.
I got an 8.
An 8. With that, as you sort of cutting through, you see that the wolf begins to increase in size, but you see that it's not necessarily a good thing. As you see, it just keeps absorbing, getting bigger in size. As you see, several people are getting electrified and just tased all to hell. But as you sort of land by Naomi's side, you see, almost in a sense of hard for you in a moment, as you see your brother Tyr among the crowd, half their sort of bullet in their chest. You did this to me.
Tyr, is that, and I think like with the sword still in hand, like weighing him down, Misfit kind of almost like sinks further into its weight. Is that you?
You see, he begins to walk towards you. You did this to me.
I tried to save you.
He takes both of his hands towards your head and begins to increasingly squeeze. You did this to me. As you see what looks like to be him shifting, as you see one of the creatures, seems to be some sort of changeling, begins to crush you slowly, as you see Misfoot is in danger. What do the rest of you like to do in this scenario?
Well,
See,
I'm gonna do some gay shit, all right? Because I think as Eden gets, bitch slapped by a shield, they go stumbling off to one side and they look up, and the first thing they see is Misfit and Tyr, which also sets their heart on fire. And then they see the shift happen, and something low drops in the pit of their stomach. And there's almost a half memory of the kind of violence that they had just wrought in a different life, but different form, that almost puppets them, draws their hands back. So Eden's hands move the same way, as I would like to just absolutely like unzip this creature, and like it wants to be Tyr. Fine, you get to be Tyr. And Eden turns them into sand. So I'll roll to do that, I hope.
Roll your hex, please.
A handsome 10.
Handsome 10. With that, you see as it begins to crush Misfoot, you see it begins to, as you see just blood come across your face, Misfoot. As you see it gets immediately unzipped and disappears from existence. Several other creatures as well, as it's kind of like a cone effect, begin to unravel. You see, right quick, Misfoot, Naomi kind of slides down, picks you up. Are you okay?
I'm fine. The machine.
Yes, the machine. But who has the device?
Was it not you?
And he sort of points to Vic. Vic took it.
And I think Misfit like actually groans this big groan and turns around and sees Eden, who had just unzipped a man onto me. I cannot stress enough that happened on me. And Misfit, I think, like still covered in the like blood splatter from this changeling, just kind of like looks at Eden with this new expression that you've never seen before. It's one of, it's like when you've seen a dragonfly and it glints against the sun, and there's new colors that form against it that you didn't know were there before. And that's kind of the way that he looks at you for a second, before tearing their eyes away and looking for where the hell is Vic.
Where is Vic in this instance? As it just room.
I think Vic, who just knocked Hobbs out of the frame like Team Rocket,
KO! Just smash, just off to the side.
is so focused on honestly killing Alejandro. Immediately turns her eyes down because Vic is above everyone, with those black wings and those halos swirling around her body, looks Alejandro, and that hand of magma begins to take shape into similarly her claw or her teeth on her body, and she is going to lasso that magma and bite Alejandro. And roll kick some ass.
Kick some ass for me, please.
Oh, baby. We are cooking with grease. Do you always cook with grease? I don't. Anyway,
You do sometimes.
you do sometimes. Tasty. 6 plus 4 plus 3, 13. And because he's pissing me off, Vic's gonna advance kick some ass.
What are we choosing?
The best one, double damage, because it's gonna be a big number. So claws plus devastating times 2 is 8.
8. Fantastic. As you immediately grab him from his seat, you see he gets unplugged. All begin to fall out as he sort of gets out of his bubble. Falls near you, but before you get a chance to react, you see he copies your move and immediately goes to your chest, comes out as you take 4 points of damage. As he does that, grabs you by the head. You should have left me alone, and sort of pushes you on the ground.
I think we both just slammed each other on the ground, kind of peeling herself up. I know I'm stronger than you, King. Let's go.
Bring it. With that, Evan, you're the last up here. What are you doing in this scenario?
Oh, panicking. It's too much to do. Who needs help? I'm above table. I would like to ask.
Well, Drug King's just entered the battlefield, so Commander's on the field. You do see that...
Not the Commander reference.
Commander's on the field, yeah. Commander on the field. With that, you do see that Misfoot and Naomi are together, and they're trying to get towards Vic. You also see that Eden, at the moment, is relatively by themselves, dealing with Aries, who just shield smashed them into the nearby wall. So you can see that right now it looks like Vic and Eden are the ones that are in trouble at the moment, or would need help.
Okay. Because siblings, Heaven's gonna hoof it over to Eden. So I'm gonna give you an option. I can either help you fight, or we can just add them out of existence, like the little motion for they've done for Cast Out Evil. Do you want to do this? I can just.
I like it when you do it. Be my guest.
Great. Let me just Cast Out Evil on Aries.
Cast magic, please.
Okay. It is a plus tough roll. Oh boy.
You use magic? Or no, it's your move. Yeah.
It's the move.
I remember. Yep.
Big money, no whammy. So funny. Please dice, do it for the bit. I get a luck point.
This is your last luck point? Or how many luck points do you have? Just very curious.
Oh yeah, I meant I was gonna. Yeah, I have a couple. Yeah, let's just. When you spend a luck point.
With that, you see that they kind of do this kind of as they're like a very trained Spartan, and you just go goodbye, and you see immediately a portal open right before as you see them from the inside out until just a pebble is left in the ground. Well, that is a great thing. You see the wolf kind of come behind you as he sort of passes by Garland. You see Garland immediately get slammed across the floor as he's not looking great. You see that this wolf kind of comes towards you and begins to slowly lift you up as you take 2 harm once more from the lightning that's as it looks like it's getting ready to just eat you whole. With that, You see the portal is expanding. Vroom, 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 vroom. You see fire around. Things are beginning to crumble. You start to see that the agency or the building itself is beginning to get sucked in. As you see, it's creating sort of like a black hole kind of scenario. With that, you see Naomi kind of deal with my son. I shall deal with this portal, and begins to rush towards that. With that, his wolf and the Dread King are in the middle of the field right now. With everybody else, what are you guys doing in this scenario?
Try to take care of the wolf. Because Eden is like, okay, Heaven took care of Aries for me. I'm gonna take care of that for Heaven. And they turn toward the wolf. And you said that it had kind of gotten like overwhelmed with itself a little bit when Misfit did that thing and all the energy got brought into it.
You saw that it fades electricity from any open source is what you're seeing. But the thing is, if there's too many open sources, then it's just gonna... So that's what you saw in the moment.
Yeah, so like kind of like when you overload a socket or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's so much energy in this place. People are dying, there are monsters, there's a huge portal. Eden has like so much material to work with. Drop my sister. Drop boy. And because it's a dog. And they just are putting every bit of energy into this being to completely overload it.
Fantastic. Please roll for me.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. So if I don't have any more luck left, I have to take the roll that I just got, yeah?
Yes.
All right, well, that was 2 1s on the die, plus weird is 6, 5. Can't do simple math.
5. With that, you begin to throw all of your energy and magic into this. But there's a problem. You keep pouring and pouring, and while the wolf is... You can't control it. It's gone beyond you. It's formed into a supernova in a sense. You all see this. You have about... When this is over, this thing is gonna blow to Kingdom Come. As that registers in your mind, as the wolf is gone and part of this energy, you see life essences begin to... But it's too much. It's going supernova.
Misfit is running towards Vic as this happens, and I think can feel the hairs on the back of his neck stand up as all of this energy like roils and crackles throughout the room, mixing with the electricity of this wolf being, but there's something familiar underlying it. It's Eden's magic, the way that it feels, the way that it burns Misfit. And Misfit is very intimately familiar with the way that Eden's magic feels, with the way that it hurts, with the way that it illuminates. And I think they are running, and then their head turns to look at Eden, and they stop and they turn around and they run towards this epicenter of this roiling energy, whether that's Eden, whether that's somewhere else in the space where perhaps this wolf was. And I would like to attempt to use magic to try and suck some of that energy into Misfit, because they are used to being a conductor for his magic.
Please do. As you're running through, you do see Naomi in the middle of the room is seeing this and the portal, and right now you see they're making a decision in their head.
Oh no!
I got a 5.
With that, you try coming in, helping. You try to absorb it, but the opposite happens. It's almost history repeating itself. You begin to lose your magic as the both of you are having your magic sucked up in. Misfit, you lose your horns, you lose your demonic features. You're becoming normal, whatever that is, as you're losing everything. Vic and Heaven, what are you doing in this instant? As you see, two of your members are losing every bit of magic and power that they have. As you can see, I've broken them.
Hey, what the fuck are we supposed to
Yeah,
do?
I
We
was
got,
trying to
like,
help, okay?
Make a
I
choice!
was trying
You
to
gotta
help.
make a
Somebody
choice!
kill Eden before they can make it happen.
No,
Somebody kill
don't
Eden
kill him.
before it's
I just
over.
got your soul from fucking hell. You
I-
can't die again.
Make a
I-
choice!
Okay, Vic, who was cold focused on killing the shit out of the Dread King, I think like feels that static and it just kind of like brings her out of it, and she looks, what the fuck? What the fuck can I do?
You see, at this point, people are starting to notice, like, oh shit, what the hell is that? And you see just both monsters and everybody's beginning to leave this room, except for the Dread King and Naomi. You see everybody's beginning to just like, get out of here! And begins to run in whatever direction they can find. You see
Fucking
some
hell.
go through the portal, some run up the stairs, some try to take the elevator. You see that everybody's just breaking out.
What are you gonna do now, Alejandro? Your shit's about to blow up.
It's fine. If I can make a permanent point, then I can make a permanent point. If I die, I die!
If you die, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You fucking clown. Fine, watch me clean up your mistake like I'm cleaning up your fucking mother's mistake. You are just like her. And Vic is going to turn to the wolf and use every ounce of that siphon magic that she has. And instead, because she was saving this for fucking the Dread King, I am going to use my last luck point to absorb every ounce of that magic that into Vic's insatiability.
With that, you begin to absorb this energy. It's the combined magics of Eden and Misfoot as you. It becomes a lot. It becomes hard to control. And as you do, you see Vic, you're breaking at the seams. You need to disperse this somewhere.
And I think Vic right now is kind of in one moment talking to Vicious inside. They are one, and Vic looks to the Dread King. Get fucked. And I'm gonna unload it all at him.
With that, you touch him. You see he tries redirecting it, but it's almost like hitting a circuit breaker. As you see, he begins to sort of crack at the seams, almost walking back towards the portal. We have one more person here left before what happens. Heaven, what are you doing in this scenario? As you see the Dread King is about to go off. You see Eden and Misfoot are powered down, and you see Vic is just dead tired.
Well, I guess I'm chosen to see it through. I think as like the power gets absorbed and directed, they're able to sit themselves down gently and walk towards this catastrophe with the confidence they used to have, but now it's real. My name is Heaven. Nice to meet you. In all its fury and all its wrath, I am Heaven. and they just take their arm and shove them directly into the portal.
With that, you see, as you see, he gets pushed in. And as he does, you see he collide. You see an explosion happen in multiple dimensions. As you see your hair blow back, but everything gets paused for a moment. For all of you. You're able to move about for the moment as you see Naomi is doing something with whatever their power is. As she is on her one knee at the moment. And you can see her luminescence is fading. She looks to all of you and go, "Well done." I'm sorry I ever doubted any of you. As you're free to respond in this moment.
Naomi, please. For once in your life, please make the choice that we deserve. Please help us.
You see that it's hard for them to move. It's almost like in a sense of someone who's been shot as they kind of walk towards you, Eden. You start to see that the chrome of their skin begins to fade, almost turning into stale stone. Eden, I'm sorry for the pain I caused you. And I want you to know, from the deepest and most bottom parts of what people call emotions, I always loved you as one of my own. I know life has not been kind to you, but I wished I could have done better. And you are right. I am a failure. But I do know one thing for all of you. I did not fail in raising you. You may be the messiest, most disastrous, most unconventional group of children I have ever had the pleasure of raising. But you are all grown into beautiful little monsters. And I am doing the right thing, but I am not letting my son fade away on his own. I've stopped time temporarily, as you see, it's beginning to go on their face now. But you only have so much left before I run out of power.
Naomi, you don't have to go with your son.
No, as you see, it's going past their face now halfway. But he is my boy. And no parent wants to bury their son.
This is the choice you're gonna fucking make. This is the choice you're gonna make. I saved your fucking life. And Vic is crying. I saved your fucking life too many times today for you to do this, for you to just fucking fine. Go with your son, Naomi. If this is the choice that you're gonna make. Because I guess I have them. Thanks.
Oh, vicious. You are so emotional. But you need that in order to be the people you are meant to be. I do have one request of you, as you see it's beginning to go into their body. Do not let them, as she points ever so shakingly to the sign of the curators, get away with it.
Fine. I'll destroy this shit.
We'll burn it to the ground.
It's what you do best. Now, I suggest you leave. I'm running out of power.
Thank you, Naomi.
Is there any other last words you would like to say to your mentor before they dissipate from this existence?
I think if Heaven doesn't say anything, Vic walks over to Heaven and just puts an arm over her. She gave the shittiest lessons.
Bye, Naomi.
Goodbye, children. As they depower, but you have enough time to escape. As you manage to run through the crumbling of the building, as you see time is slowly starting to start back up, but you manage to get to the outside before you just hear as the HQ gets blown to all holy hell, rubble flying everywhere as you see that light kind of as the cracks from the ground begin to, and it goes back to just a regular night in San Arcana as the rain begins to crumble on the edges. As you're alive, but with some problems. Eden and Misfoot, you don't feel anything. And Misfoot, you kind of touch your head. You don't have your horns anymore. Your power, whether it be sucked dry or maybe it's dormant, it's not with you right now. You feel part of you missing. It just doesn't feel right. Even you, Vic, part of you feels drained, and you try waiting for the voice in your head, but you don't hear it anymore. For the three of you, something feels missing. It feels not great. In our last scenes here, how do we want to end off on this first season?
I'm assuming we, as a group, burn down the agency.
Relatively easy as it,
Yeah.
yep, just crumbles. So you're like, let's burn. How?
Oh, yeah, Vic. Yeah, just turns and realizes, well. And I think for Vic, the last scene is just her laying in bed. Maybe Heaven is there, maybe it's not. I don't think Vic is registering because she's grieving. This is the first time that she's lived without the monster. So she's just touching her chest, sobbing, wondering, not necessarily what's next, but who is she now?
In contrast, I think in the time afterwards, Misfit is trying their very hardest not to feel any of this. He has lost 3 parents now in his life. They have none left. And that emptiness, that lack of any sort of caring parental figure, I mean, not that he really had one anyway, but the lack of that is deep and aching, deeper than the hole that is left from whatever happened to them. They still haven't quite wrapped their head around it about why they can't transform anymore. And he's tried so many times to transform into his demon form again, and it just won't come. And they try not to think about that too much, and instead they think just about the fact that, well, they have one goal, right? King of Hell. King of Hell. The Devil of Lies is going to inherit the throne. That has always been his fate, and that will be his fate. And so the last thing that we see is, I think, Misfit training. Shirtless in a gym somewhere, wherever we decide to stay, relentlessly training day and night, refusing to think about anything else, because if he thinks about anything else, he will break, and he cannot break right now. Just can't.
And skulking behind Misfit in so many of these images is the shadow of Eden, somehow brighter and softer, more and less wounded. And there is a hollowness to the way that they look. It's not with the same kind of intensity. They flex their fingers and feel no magic beyond them. They feel none of the same empty ache eating them away from the inside. And they feel no power either. And I think after making the rounds with Heaven, checking on Vic, Eden wanders like a listless ghost to wherever Misfit is. And I think the last thing that we see of them is them approaching Misfit. And we just hear the single phrase, "Misfit, I have something to tell you about your mother." And we leave them there.
And then finally, pulling back to the scene with Vicious in bed. Typically, Heaven would be there consoling her, comforting her, saying all the things they used to say as teenagers to make things better. But they have their own problems. They're sitting on their side of the bed, just twirling their flaming sword, unsure, knowing they have to take care of everyone again, but this time is different with her, and they're going to make it right.
And we go to one last scene. Some time has passed, and the Mythics are somewhere. But we find ourselves within a round table, more of an oval table with dark, can't really see much in the room, as we see a symbol of the curators in the middle of it. Various people with their faces that we can't see, but because of the lighting, are concerned and talking. There's a power, almost like not a PowerPoint, but in a sense of slides of with all your faces on it, and with the destroyed HQ, as there is concern. we see various voices of, what are we going to do? They're going to come for us. We're dead. I got to fake myself and, tell my name is Ted. And there's a general concern. We see in the middle, or at the head of it, we see a jar with a floating head inside. As we see Hobbs floating ever seamlessly in the water, as there is a speaker just in the front of it. Everyone needs to calm down. Yes, they are coming for us, but we have resources. You see one of them go, we have resources, we're gonna die! Did you see that one ripped the guy in half, alright? Luckily, we had our backup plan. I do not suggest that we activate, and we see the doors open up. We see only a figure or a silhouette of a slightly feminine figure walking through. As you see, oh, it's you. That's right, it's me. I see that we're having a little bit of a problem. We don't need you or your wackadoos. Well, I would suggest that we put to the board a motion for override of leadership. Oh, you can't. Shut up, fishbowl. We're talking. As you see, flicks it off. All say aye. They kind of look to each other. Aye, aye, aye. Fantastic. As they sort of get in the seat, twirl around, 4 other figures begin to follow into the room. So, what's the plan? They spin about their chair and look towards the PowerPoint or whatever is being displayed. We're going to sit in the Alpha Hunters as we just see a laser purple begin to burn into each of the images. And my children are going to have fun. As we cut with 4 various eyes glowing purple. And that is where we shall end Season 1 of the Mythic Initiative. Yay! Thank you, everyone, for joining us for these preceding evenings. With that, we're going to go in reverse order here, starting with CJ.
I think it's me, actually, so I'm just
It's
going to
you.
override
My
that
bad.
decision.
My brain is blah, 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 blah. So,
Screaming. What? Who is that? Who are her kids? Anyway, hello, everybody. My name is Humna, and I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer. I guess my mom's alive. Huh. That's something that we will deal with in Season 2, which we're doing. And anyway, I have been Misfit, who uses he, they pronouns. You should keep an eye on Mythic Initiative and see what we're going to do later. But oh my god, I'm all over the place. You can find me on Twitter at @HSide_, where I talk about all the different projects I'm a part of. I'm in a lot of different APs. This is actually finale week for me and for C. We have our Season 1 finale of Higher Education on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time over on Vanna's channel. So 2 p.m.? Oh, right, because we changed it. It's 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We're doing it an hour early. Thank you. I would have forgotten and then not shown up. So please come and watch us do a finale there as well. It's going to be a ballroom episode. Super fun. And with that, I will pass it over to CJ.
Hi everyone, I'm CJ. They them pronouns. You can find me on the internet. Honestly, all places. Scholastic Dragon. It's literally right there. I'm not going to spell it out. Scholastic, like the book fair. Dragon Knight, mythical creature. Drop the O on Dragon. And I played Vic, who is so sad now. Interesting. Funny how that sort of just happens to all of my characters. If you think I'm cool, hot, sexy, fun, or just interesting, I don't know, fucking follow me, send me a message, send me a partner application. There's a lot of options that you have. Yeah, so catch us in Season 2. I'm gonna pass it to Vox VA. Let's go.
I mean, you don't have to. I have nothing to say at this point. I'm speechless. Hi, guys. I'm Vin at VinVox VA. I'm a tabletop performer and a voice actor. Catch all of my shenanigans on Twitter, or if you want to see me be professional, check out my website, vinvox.com, for all my voice acting stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna pass it to my twin, C.
Oh my god, we are unwell, aren't we? Hi everyone, my name is C. I use they them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at Pi Sharp Art. Although that might be changing soon. I don't know. We'll rebrand C Plays? I don't know. It might happen. I had to wait till Transplanter ends. Which, speaking of that, speaking of finale week, Humna already talked about Higher Edge, and of course, we're doing a season 2 here. But did you know that Transplanter RPGs, The Second Stranger, is having their our series finale this Saturday at 8 p.m. US Eastern Time? I mean, 3 years worth of content. Do you want to see 9 people sob on a Zoom call? Because you can this week at 8 p.m. You like being sad at the end? Well, don't worry, buddy, because I got you covered. It's basically the most beautiful thing I've ever gotten to participate in my life, so please do come support us. It would mean the world to me to see you in chat on Saturday at 8 p.m. I've said several times, but otherwise, I've been eaten. There's a joke to be made there. But I haven't made it this season, and who knows if I'll make it next season. Chris?
And that leaves suspect number 1. That's me. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for these preceding evenings. I was your keeper, Chris. You can follow me on my socials at VO_Cologne. That's COLON. As I said before, we're working on a season 2. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be more feral than the last one. But keep tuned for that there. Also, between that time, I'm working with Big Bad House on something. So in April or maybe March, you'll start hearing about it. So I can't wait for that to come out. But beyond that, you can follow me at the socials and see what I'm up to. I'm a voice actor as well. So if you ever need any of that stuff, I'm your guy. Also, one last thing. Thank you for everybody that joined throughout the series. This is my first AP in the first season I've ever done. So yay! Clap, clap, clap. Special shout out to everyone that you saw when the wait screens went out for helping put this together, and especially this lovely cast, not class. Cast, there we go. I'm losing my brain here, so with that, thank you for everybody tuning in, and also another round of applause for these lovely performers here. But with that in tow, we are going to go to our end screen and raid someone else's channel, another lovely Latinx streamer. With that, everybody, we hope you have a great night, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Good night, everyone.